Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 18th, 2023 at, dang, at, 9:27 a.m. Somebody tried to text message me while I was trying to look at the time. I not long ago woke up and I was able to eat breakfast. All I had was, I couldn't even eat the full banana. I couldn't even eat, like, I only ate like one fourth, like one quarter of the banana because it was a green. You know how they have like a green banana that's it's like it was like a green banana that tried to be a mixture of overripe and underripe at the same time. So it didn't taste really. It had some soft old spots. So I couldn't even eat it all. You know how like when you have certain food that'd be like half cooked and half burnt at the same time. Stuff like that. I'm just giving that analogy, but so this is what happened. I told y'all about the perp guy at the it's like all the people who work at the front desk here, they're all Indian from India or along those lines, one of those countries. I don't think they're from Sri Lanka. I know they're from India. I don't think they're Pakistani or Pakistani. So there's a couple of white people who work here. Like one guy does the maintenance, and one lady she does like the housekeeping or whatever. I think there are maybe three white people who work here, at least. But anyway, these people they're Indian from India, and this is what happened. Um, it's like remember the first hotel at the Super 8. Those people, what they did was I booked on the Hopper app, and they tried to lie and say I didn't pay, and they tried to charge me double. They tried to charge me double. Then lied and said that I didn't pay, and then they tried to charge me double. That happened at the Super 8 in Pensacola on Mobile 4448 Mobile Highway as well. So so then uh, at the at one of the other hotels they had the white lady who did the intake at the reservation. That was the hotel that had that was the hotel after that one. It was, I'm not gonna say the name. And so she was the one who gave me the bed bug infested room with cold bath water. I mean cold shower and air conditioner not, I mean the heater not working. And it was blowing out cold air. I was so miserable. So this is like I think my third time coming to this place. And the first two times, like check in and check out, like um last Friday, um not yesterday, but the Friday before. Or was it, hold on, wait. How many weeks I've been here? Um okay, yeah. It was last Friday. I checked in here and they had the noise campaign with the loud ghetto party. And the guys at the front desk didn't want to do anything about my complaints or anything. And so then I'm pretty sure I came another time earlier this week, and I think wait a minute, I think I had to be on the streets on that Saturday night because I had that incident with that perp that threatened to kill me and wanted to kick me out the whole park downtown. So then I think Sunday, I ended up being here, and I may have, you know what, I think I was here Sunday night, and then had to check out on Tuesday morning. I didn't really have that many problems, you know. So last night, I was trying to. I mean, I the guy at the front desk was the same guy that I made the complaint to the previous Friday about the noise, and he didn't want to do anything. So last night, he had, I was telling him about the snow and stuff. I said, it's snowing outside. He ignored me and acted like he didn't really care, and so I figured that he must be a perp, by acting like that. And so I told him and notified him about the 2 separate reservations. And he said, well, notify and talk to the guy. Talk to the guy, whoever's on duty tomorrow, talk to them and tell them about your the 2 different reservations. I said, okay. And it seems like I was able to check in with no problem. So he checked me in with no problem. He said everything was good to go. It only took a few seconds for me he just had me sign the paper, and it only took me a few seconds for him to get my key, and he, asked me for my ID and everything. And everything was good to go. I didn't have to pay a deposit or nothing. So this morning, it's a different guy. They're all Indian from India. And so he tried to scam and get over on me by he tried to gaslight and lie and say that and he just wanted to give me a hard time. And it reminded me of a situation somewhat similar to when a police officer pull you over and stop you for no reason, and then make you wait 3 hours, and then come and walk up and confront you and lie and say and falsely accuse you of having no license plate when there's clearly a license, or if they might lie and say you stole another person's license plate or something. If they pull you over and then, you know how they do targeted individuals, they pull you over and for something bogus, and then sit there and make you wait a long ass time, like 3 hours, and then walk up and confront you about something that had nothing to do with you, or something that they made up and lied, or just start to harass and fuck with you for no reason. So then afterwards, so this is what the guy did. First, he it seemed like he was ready. He lied to me and said that because I double checked and triple checked and quadruple checked. And I don't even like smoking rooms. I don't like being around cigarettes. I don't like smoke. This whole hallway smells like smoke, smell like cigarettes. But, I can't afford $100, $100 for, deposit. So I try to find hotels where there's no deposit needed. So this particular hotel, they said, no deposit if the room is smoking. And I'm like, what? That's bogus. So it looks like it can be the same chain of hotel, but I guess whoever manages it, I guess it's up to their own discretion of if they want to charge deposit to people or not. A lot of hotels in Pensacola, they said that their reason for doing it is to crack down on human trafficking and and drug use and stuff like that. So then, like, if you have a in-state ID, or if you consider local, then even though I'm not a native, but if you consider a local resident of Florida Panhandle area, they pretend to be narcissistically fake, very strict on if you're in town, then if you live nearby and you gotta get a hotel room, this makes it harder on homeless people who are just trying to get out of the cold. So if you're a local and you go there to try to get a hotel room, then they want to try to cut down on drugs, prostitution, and the human trafficking. So they say if you're a local, then you have to then you have to pay $100 deposit, and they say for incidentals. But then if you're one of the rich folks from out of town and have a credit card, then you don't have to pay a deposit. So, I mean, it's harder for me to get help now. So I've been trying to get hotel places, because that white lady at the other hotel was trying to make me pay a deposit, but I didn't even know it until I just got here. And so she didn't worry about the deposit, but at that Super 8, they didn't tell me about a deposit. They didn't charge me a deposit or nothing. But they try to lie and say that that I didn't pay. And when I try to show them, even at the other Super 8, I try to show them my the transaction and the screenshots. I even showed them the actual email of the reservation and everything. They still be, trying to make it like you're lying or whatever. And then I look at the Google reviews, and a lot of people say that they've been victimized by, these Indian scammers. So these money hungry Indian scammers. So this guy, he was waiting and ready. Right after I ate breakfast, I told him about how the other guy told me that it was, the other guy had told me that, the other guy told me that I had to tell whoever's on duty this morning. So this guy right here, he tried to lie to me and say that, oh, you have you have a non-smoking room. I said, no, I don't. I have scheduled, reserved a smoking room. Otherwise, I would have reserved a non-smoking room. But they said that's the only way, the smoking room is the only way you don't have to pay a deposit. So he tried to scam and lie and get over on me. And so, of course, he's not showing. All he do is just yapping his jaws, trying to lie to me and say, you got a smoking room. You got a non-smoking room. I said, no, it was a smoking room. And we had to have a debate, back and forth argument. And so I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me go get my phone and show you the reservation. So I got my phone and I showed him the reservation from yesterday. He's like, oh, yesterday's passed. Yesterday's gone. We're talking about today. And I'm like, well, I'm showing you for both today and yesterday. Both of them do say smoking. And so I showed him the physical proof where both reservations say smoking. So, I even had fake crusty, dirty cigarette ashes all on this nightstand right here. And I had to wipe off the nightstand and, clean it off and stuff. So then he had, even after I showed him proof that both rooms on the reservation say smoking, so then he tried to lie to me and say, well, he tried to lie to me and say, well, okay, well, on our end, Hopper says that you chose non-smoking. I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And so then he gave me this fictitious fake number. And Cincinnati phone number is 513. The area code is 513. This bastard tried to give me a Canada phone number. 514-276-0760. I called the number and I quickly hung up because it said Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I'm like, you're giving me a number that says way in Canada. So I hope my phone does not try to. Now I'm going to feel anxiety for the rest of the couple of weeks because, I didn't even get, it just barely dialed. So I don't even know if it connected, but I hope that my phone does not charge me extra for calling out of the country, because this motherfucker, it don't seem, he's a sociopath, a sociopathic perp that does not give a fuck about what kind of suffering I would have to go through despite being poor and homeless. And this room, I didn't even bother telling them because I know that they will argue with me. This room right here also gives blows out it blows out lukewarm air. I had to bundle up and suffer last night, feeling too cold. With it being 22 degrees outside, and you're gonna sit there and that's part of the gang stalking, because this been happening quite a lot. I do not know why the abusive narcissistic gang stalkers don't want me to have any warmth or any heat. They want to force me to be punished with cold. Even cold food at restaurants. They'll deliberately sit around on purpose and make my waffle be cold at Waffle House or something. Or give me cold grits, or give you cold grits, or give you like a half a bowl of cold grits. And they'll make your food and sit around and chatter with unimportant phone conversations and lollygag and playing around, goofing around, acting stupid, horseplay. And then around an hour and a half later, they're finally giving you your food after deliberately making it sit out for a while. And then, like, when I see the food come up and I know it's mine, they be like, that's not your food. And then they sit there, they lie and say, that's not your food. And then make you feel greedy. And then they sit there and make you wait like an hour and a half, and then give you cold ass food. And then they fuck your food up on purpose. So yeah, this guy tried to lie and he's like, well, call Hopper. I'm like, Hopper doesn't have, and I kept on telling me, I said, Hopper does not have a number that you can call. It's like, well, go to the chat. Go to the chat. I'm like, well, I tried to chat last time, way at the Super 8. Those people never got back to me until like the day before yesterday or something. Maybe sometime recently, they finally came and told me, well, sorry, that Hopper did not get back to you. We've been having delays longer than usual with the chat and everything. So I'm like, there's no way I can contact Hopper. But I'm like, I know you're playing games. I know you're lying. And he's like, well, I know you're not lying. I know I'm not lying. But, I know you're not lying. And I know I'm not lying. But the computer says that you have a non-smoking room. And I'm like, so he made me sit around and wait a while he just sit there and play games. And so I just got frustrated and went back to my room. So, and then sometimes they'll put you through this hell. And see, that's why I knew that if I would have told them, hey, this room blows out lukewarm air, I know it would have been like a World War III showdown, but arguing with them about the fucking cold air. I mean, the lukewarm air being blown out. This air is not even hot. And I had to bundle up. And could not get warm last night. I mean, could not get hot. I mean, I could not warm up. I felt cold all night. I'm surprised that I got any sleep at all. But if the room was hotter, warmer, then I'm pretty sure I would have gotten much better sleep. So and then he narcissistically trying to act like he think he got the authority to put his hands on my phone. And I kept on pushing the phone back, but I showed him both nights. Both of them said king bed smoking. And he tried to argue me and lie and say it was king bed non-smoking. I think he was just trying to be greedy and money hungry and try to take the damn deposit. Look for loopholes and ways and, just try to get more money out of me. And I don't have anything. I still have just 88 cents in the bank. 88 cents in the bank. And I have like about $1.53 in cash. That's all I have. I'm surprised I was able to eat breakfast. And I think I had like 2 small, like I think 8-ounce cups of orange juice. So I had cereal and milk with some orange juice and not even half a banana. And there were 2 smaller bowls. I think those were like, I don't even know if they were 6 or 8-ounce bowls of cereal. I mean, they weren't that big. The smaller bowls of cereal. That's why I got 2. So it was Fruit Loops. I don't even really care for Fruit Loops, but The only option was Fruit Loops and Raisin Bran, and I don't eat that yogurt. And they had bread that I don't like, and Nature's Own, I don't eat that shit. So all they had was Fruit Loops with 2% milk and bread, yogurt, Raisin Bran, and juice, coffee, So, and then I think they had butter and jelly. So that's all I had for breakfast, and I don't even have money for lunch or dinner. Um, and my bus pass is gonna expire later on today. So so yeah, they were extra rude at the other Super 8, and at that Super 8 they were rude and trying to kick. It's like the next morning, I think it was the next morning they were trying to kick me out and stuff like that. So it only happens with people from India when they run these hotels. They'll, even when you book direct or when you don't book direct, if you book through Hopper or book through whatever company, if they're running it, they'll always lie and say that you didn't have a reservation. I mean that you have a reservation. They'll lie and say that you didn't pay so that they can try to get double of your money. And so they had a lady who ended up turning into a perp anyway. She said, I forgot which one of those Indian run hotels on Pensacola Boulevard, that for 2020, it was right after Labor Day, right for Labor Day, 2020, and I stayed at that Quality Inn where they later on wrongfully banned me from when Hurricane Sally happened. So that lady, she booked me, I think it was a night or two in the hotel when she tried to book, and she said that the man took double of her money. So I'm sitting here, giving a warning to y'all, like, watch out for these. And it's not about racism, it's y'all freaking culture. I don't have a problem with Mexican people because of their color of their skin. I mean, Mexican people range from different colors just like black people do, people Indian from India or whatever. It's not like prejudice to your skin or nothing like that. But that's the way the abusive narcissistic perps in their smear campaign want to try to falsely make it. But I'm saying, just like people say, watch out for the African scammers that be trying to scam you online. Nobody call that racist, do y'all? So I'm saying, watch out for these Indian from India. Watch out for these Indian hotel scammers that try to scam and get over on you, and especially you poor and homeless and whatever, struggling to get out the freaking cold and trying to survive. And so the guy who gave me this fake ass room last night, what he did, I'm thinking last night, I'm like, I bet you he went home to a house with a warm, hot heater. And he probably slept well last night while giving me, and of course I didn't, when you do notify them, they'll get flip mouth and smart ass and try to egg you on into an argument, trying to manipulate you to argue with them, just so they can justify wrongfully kicking you out and banning you. And then and then when you see the argument showdown, if I would have recorded the argument, everybody would have called me the narcissistic, entitled Karen and falsely accused me of being the one that's trying to scam and get over. So you gave me a cold room, and I was too sleep deprived. All I wanted and needed was to lay down and stretch out and lay down and get me some freaking rest and some sleep. And I didn't even get to sleep that great last night. In the few dreams that I did have, whore Beyonce was fraudulently and illegally in my doggone dream. All through my doggone dream. Like, what you in my dreams for? I don't really dream about her that much, and I don't like her. I don't care about her or anything like that. But she was heavily in one of my dreams. And I think something else happened in one of my dreams that I woke up disturbed, and I figured I knew it was dream manipulation. The gang stalking, the dream manipulation. and I totally forgot what the dream was. It was disturbing. Um, so I'm so I mean, I know I'm telling the truth, but not all people are Indian from India, but I'm saying some of them. With these hotels, watch out. Because like when I would go to certain hotels run by our American people, they would have some perp setups too. But to try to, it's not just a perp thing. It's like their culture or whatever thing that they're trying to do. If they're trying to get over on and scam us Americans, but they won't do that today. They'll probably give they give, when they do business, they'll give their people a free hotel room. Just like with the Mexicans, if they treat us like with prejudice in our own country where we were born and raised at, they're not from here. So if they force you to wait until it lasts while they give their people free tacos, or if you're from El Salvador and trying to buy some pupusas, then they'll give free pupusas to their own people for free, and they get to cut in line before you and make you wait till it lasts, and then you have to pay, they try to charge you double or something, or they'll gaslight you, and if you wanted beans in your pupusas, then they'll give you just meat and cheese and no beans when you said beans and everything, and then they try to gaslight and lie and say that there is beans. And that happens. That's a true story. That happened to me numerous times with people from El Salvador. And so I didn't realize that was part of their racial prejudice plus the gang stalking. So they flip it on you and reverse it on you and lie and say you're racist or whatever. Well, if I was so racist, I wouldn't try to come and eat your pupusas or your Mexican tacos or anything like that. So it's crazy because the food that'd be good enough to die over, if the pupusas taste so good, or if the Mexican tacos taste so good, well flavored and everything, cooked right, those are the ones who narcissistic and treat you with prejudice or don't want your service. But the humble, nice ones who smile, if they're they're humble and nice, but then they give you pupusas or tacos that have no flavor at all or just nasty. So I don't know how or why that is. So I'm like, why can't they be nice and respectful and give you some good flavored food? So yeah. So I mean, I've dealt with my own race of black people who who try to perp and scam me at hotels and stuff, but not like this. This is a thing that they are doing to us American people. So this is a warning. In the same way they said, watch out for Africans online wire scammers. This is what I'm doing. Watch out for these Indian hotel scammers. So I mean, I know any race of people would be susceptible to doing this, but it's too many of them that's clustered in their country or their culture that's doing this. Even though I'm pretty sure they got other races of people who try to maybe run a hotel and try to do that too, but I'm saying watch out for these Indian run hotels. Like as I said, when I came here last week, and this is my third time I think coming here, so I don't even know what time is it now. It's 9:56 a.m. in the morning. I don't know if by 11 o'clock if they're gonna try to throw me out, because that's what they try to do at the Super 8 when I first got here. That by that Monday morning, I think I had enough for 3 nights. I think I had enough until Tuesday morning. And by Monday, the female, was brutally rude and abusive and had no shame. It was 34 degrees, and she was ready to get me up out of there, trying to kick me out of there, So I don't know why people from different countries have a reprobate mind and be trying to scam and get over on people, or they commit every doggone sin in the book. Maybe because in their culture they might believe in a different, believe in something different. If they believe in, if if they're Muslim, or if they might practice the Hindu religion, or whatever. So I mean, I know that they're not saved and they're not Christian. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to do stuff like this. But they have our own American people who lie and say that they're Christian, and even them, they try to scam and get over. And I'm like, these fake church pastors right here, the Masonic sellouts, that they got money up the wazoo, and they're set for life and still trying to take advantage of and rob the poor. Lie and say that tithing is the only, and giving your money to the church is the only way of salvation. And that's why they want to push you to go to church, so that they can try to be scamming and try to take your money. And that's black or white or whatever race of fake pastor. Fake church pastors. So I'm supposed to be scheduled until tomorrow morning to have to leave out of here. So I won't have money for lunch or dinner today. And I asked for help with hotel room, and you see, I'm in the hotel room. You see? So how is that scam when the online perps lie and say that I'm a scammer and stuff? So I was getting rude comments left and right last night. I woke up at 3 or 4 something in the morning. It was 3:40 this morning. I woke up to David Jane making another brand new account and making more dozens and dozens of harassing comments, and another perp making dozens and dozens of harassing comments on my and they do it. They'll comment under another person's comment and tell them lies about me, and then make that other person unsubscribe and block me. And the same thing on TikTok. If they'll comment under another person's comment, supportive comment, they'll comment and say, don't support her. She's a scammer. She's this, that, whatever. Or she's racist, or she's homophobic. She hates this. And then without questioning, like, oh yeah, I saw that Minister Pensacola video, and they're right. You are you have committed some deplorable crimes. Block. Or something like that. And it's like, y'all supposed to be Christian. So you ain't perfect either. So or they say you use deplorable words. They be so self-righteous and want to throw darts at you or throw stones at you when they got more sin than you got. If you're a gang stalker, you got more sin than I do. Even though if I die, I figure, I would go to hell too if I died at this second. I'm, not saved enough or holy enough. But I'm not, I didn't sell my soul. I'm not one of y'all. So they had an abusive, narcissistic online perp that came on my channel. And he been, looked down my videos and stalked and made harassing comments on so many of my videos. And so he's like, well, here you go asking for money for bus fare, and then at the same time complaining about the bus ride. I'm like, you doofus. I'm sitting here exposing gang stalking activities. And if you don't like it, then get off my fucking channel. Instead of trying to force yourself to subscribe and then making harassing comments. So one thing I want to say that I caught that Ronald Soriano guy. He's a fake TI perp that acts like a perp and pretends to be targeted. He subscribed to my channel. And he supports other TIs, but he acts like a perp towards me. But if you subscribe to my channel, why do you have an issue with me with my videos if you act like you exposing gang stalking too? But you have a house and a car and a comfortable warm bed to sleep in at night. So Ronald Soriano, he's a fake TI perp that act like he tried to make dozens of harassing comments, and then he tried to act like gang stalking simulation. So Ronald Soriano, he sit there and he likes to quote a lot of Bible scriptures, but he behind closed doors like to bully, harass, and perp me. So I had to block his account. But why, if you got an issue or a problem with me, why you still subscribe to insist on being subscribed to my channel? So I'm sitting here homeless and struggling to survive. All the damn money that from the Social Security was spent on my storage bill and my phone bill, and then traveling up here in the first couple of hotel room nights. And then after that, and I reserved the last $30 or so for my trying to get my driver's license switched over. So that's how that took up all my doggone money. So I maybe, spend it on traveling up here too. So I had to deal with online perps saying, oh, you get such and such amount of money in Social Security, and you're still begging for money. Oh, you're such a disgrace. Motherfucker, I bet you your monthly money, I bet you the money you get every month, I'm with your gang stalking money, I'm pretty sure you get well over $3,000 a month. So I already explained. I don't know why people think that you can just survive off of they're not surviving off of $900 a month. Especially if you got a house and a car, your income is way higher. How about you try surviving off of $900 a month? And they say that homelessness is far more expensive than being housed. But then I heard about that homeless industrial complex is what's keeping people homeless and poor. Just like the prison industrial complex is, setting people up for prison, and then the government make more money. So yeah. Thanks for listening to my crazy Karen rant.